Hello, my name is Austin Byers. I plan on becoming a high school science teacher, and through the following presentation I will describe my vision statement as it pertains to what a culturally aware educator should strive for. In our reading, What is Culture by Dennis O'Neil, he says culture is the full range of learned human behavior patterns. A high school is a unique place where people from a wide variety of cultures come together in the pursuit of knowledge. There will likely be every type of learner represented within my classroom, and I will strive to provide them the highest quality of education that can be tailored specifically to them. To best serve a diverse classroom, a culturally aware teacher must be cognizant of hidden curriculums. According to our readings from the Glossary of Education Reform, hidden curriculum refers to the unwritten, unofficial, and often unintended lessons, values, and perspectives that students learn in schools. Manipulating the hidden curriculum to promote multicultural learning and a welcoming environment for all my students will be something I will actively work towards throughout my career. Creating an environment where students feel represented, safe, and open to new ideas is one of the most vital tasks for teaching. To accomplish this goal of creating a student-centered environment, I plan on allowing students to create the classroom norms and culture for their learning environment. Kayla Delzer from Edutopia said, "I've found the more power I give up in our classrooms, the more power I get back." Simple things such as hanging up students' work or developing a word wall and relating to core to student interests can be an easy way to help students feel represented within my classroom. I will constantly strive to make materials I utilize within my classroom accessible for all students. Students who require differentiation or accommodation should feel like they can come into my classroom and utilize the materials freely and easily. The achievement gap is, according to the reading from Ansel, the disparity in academic performance between groups of students. The achievement gap shows up in grades, standardized test scores, course selection, dropout rates, and college completion rates, among other success measures. While there is a misconception that the achievement gap is due to differences in culture, gender, race, or socioeconomic status, these demographics are simply experiencing the achievement gap, not causing it. In our lectures, we discussed how the belief that different ethnic groups do not vary in terms of intelligence, drive, or how much they value education. The best way to combat the achievement gap is to provide students with learning environments that fit their personal needs and to be an educator who remains open-minded and dedicated. I feel it will be my responsibility to provide each student with their own chance to close the achievement gap through equal opportunities and individualized supports. Culture as a disability does not refer to one being mentally or physically disabled, but rather it is the fact that one's culture can create a social divide between people. Our culture has the capacity to make some people less than, and others unable to comprehend our sets of values, ideals, etc. In my classroom, I want to create an environment where we recognize and appreciate the values of others and their culture. Combating cultural conflict will require the cultivation of an environment where students are open-minded and intellectually honest with their ideals and beliefs. Ultimately, I want students to understand that no culture is completely correct, and we should respect each other's views and voices. Utilization of pop culture and rituals within the classroom can truly enhance a learning environment. Too often I see educators fighting against what students find interesting, separating students' interests from their schoolwork. Fishman said, "Thus, work is divorced from joy, pleasures from obligations." Incorporating pop culture and current interests of students into curriculum can really help students take ownership over their schoolwork. Getting them excited about academic endeavors can be very challenging, but learning students' interests and tying it into lessons can make rigorous content more accessible. Additionally, rituals are a great way to lower the affective filter and help students feel like their learning environment is centered around them. Removing the stress of logistics and figuring out how to accomplish a task will help students dedicate efforts towards quality work. The culmination of this course is the development of an understanding of how to be a culturally responsive educator. A culturally responsive educator is one who is empathetic, invested, and active in promoting a respectful classroom. If we strive to create a student-centered environment and take the time to truly understand the students, then we can be effective, culturally responsive educators. Thank you for watching the screencast of my vision statement.